here with the amazing Achievement Huntress, Lindsay Tuggey.
Hello, nice to see you guys.
Alright, so we recently got that super exciting news that you're moving to AH full time.
Yeah.
How's that testosterone filled room?
It's awesome. It's interesting, obviously, since I am a girl, but I've never really thought about it, I guess, because I feel like I'm just Lindsay, so I don't think about the gender. So it feels like I'm hanging out with a bunch of my dude friends, which has been what I do my entire life and play video games. So it's not too difficult. It's been a big process as far as management-wise getting me into that department. So it's been in development for a bit, but it feels pretty natural. Honestly, a lot more comfortable than hanging out with I don't know, a lot of the girls that I know. I'm like, oh, sup? You fart too? That's cool. Sweet. Awesome.
So with the Let's Plays, I'm assuming they'll start putting you in like they did with Ryan and
right.
everything.
Hopefully, that's what we're pushing for. I have been asked to be a part of some, but I unfortunately have been editing during them. So I was like, Jeff, sorry, I'm making other videos for you if I can miss out on this one. But, right, yeah. Drinking, having a beer.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. But right now, I'm editing verses. Mostly the last 5 episodes have been me, which is awesome. I love editing them. They're great. Same with game nights. I put all those together for them to do commentary on. And just intermittent videos like Frienderman. That was something I just put together and was like, here you go.
So funny. Oh my gosh. With AH, you have like the team lads and team gents and everything. You gonna team up with Michael, or is he gonna be the first one you kill?
That's what people said. They were like, oh, you should team up, be like husband and wife team. And they had an idea for like a husband team versus single team, or like people who are in relationships and who aren't. So like, yeah, Gavin versus Jeff and Michael and I and like Ryan because he's married. But honestly, I don't know. Maybe I'll form my own team, make like my own independent island.
You and Ryan, Team Sassy.
Yeah, Team Sassy, Team Couch.
There you
team
go.
We hang out on the side of the room because there's no space.
Goodness gracious. So does that mean you completely moved away from the podcast?
Yes,
Will you be
officially
on the podcast anymore? I
would like to be, yeah. I know I've been invited on before, and thank you very much to Gus and everyone else who's invited me. I've loved working on it. It's great. I have absolutely no negative feelings. There was not like, I want to change. It's like, it's badass. I just love Achievement Hunter a lot, and I proposed that to him. I was like, podcast is great. I love everything I've done with it, but I love Achievement Hunter, and who doesn't? So
yeah.
We decided to move, and Gus and everyone was really chill. It's really awesome, and I was like, thank you so much for the experience. And now Patrick, who's taken over a podcast, he's the lead producer. I was producing with Gus for a while, but he's doing a fantastic job. And I know Kyle's been sound mixing as well as Kara occasionally, so they've taken over that aspect, and I'm all for it. Like, they're doing a great job. So.
Are there any games that you are hoping to get in with the Let's Plays, like besides Minecraft?
I know we talked about Shadows of the Damned, and I did a little bit of a Let's Play with Michael on that for a while, and then we got lazy and stopped. But hopefully we'll bring that back up again, especially with Michael doing full play on the weekends. So that's an easy time for us to just hang out. That's what we do on the weekends anyways, so we'll just be doing it, recording it.
Michael mentioned that you put close to 70 hours into a map for Let's Play. I think I saw the tweets about it where you were up for like 3 days straight.
Yes, I can't talk about what it is necessarily because we may use it for a map. I'm actually showing it to Jeff after we finish RTX. I was like, listen, I know RTX is crazy, but afterwards I have something to show you. But if I can say a little bit, it's something that exists in the real world, and I built it to scale in game. That's why it was so big. So yeah.
My first thought was Rooster Teeth's office.
Oh no, not that crazy, not yet. That would have to be like everyone's individual desk, and I get every single picture frame, like have Joe in the corner and everything.
The Achievement Hunter office would be like 3 blocks wide.
Yeah, right now. Boop boop. You get this square. It's 3 by 6.
You were in before you did Ruby. You were in RVB with Michael as the twins, Chain
Girl.
Yeah. How did you feel about? I found them a little creepy.
Oh yeah, I mean that was the point. Good,
yeah.
I'm glad.
Yeah,
that we were trying to be creepy. It was awesome. Actually, Matt came up to us and she was like, "We're RVB's going on, obviously, season 10. He's like, we have a part that might work for you and Michael. Would you guys be interested?" And we came in and started talking to him about the parts in general. And he showed us the clips of it, and he was like, "These people don't speak to each other with language, though. Like they don't use words; they use sounds." And we were like, "Okay, that's what Michael and I do to each other every day." We're like, like to each other. So we're like, "Okay, I think we can figure something out." And originally too, I was supposed to be like the happy, laughing, insane one, and he was the sad one. And then after we recorded a couple lines, Matt was like, "Oh, that's weird. Just switch it." So then Michael became like the maniacal laughter, and I was like, "Oh," and it worked perfectly. So yeah.
Did that help prepare you for Ruby?
A little bit. I guess in the sense of like that was probably one of the first times I've been in like an official recording booth, and I've like had to work with Matt and understood his direction, and having someone in your ear saying, "Oh, that was really good, but let's try it again a different way," or like feeding off lines for you. So that was cool. But as far as Ruby preparation, that was more Monty preparing me for it, because it was a lot of him feeding me the character. So yeah, that was the only difference, is working with who I was working with, really.
What possessed you to do the jelly thing with Michael? Like,
I'm a huge fan of The Office, and I'm sure a lot of people are. I've always loved the episode. It's one of the earliest episodes of season 1, where Michael puts Dwight's stapler in Jell-O, and Dwight, of course, has a freak out about it, and everyone from the office joins together to laugh about it for a second. I was like, man, I've always wanted to do that. So I found Michael's pony dolls, which he had on his desk. I'm pretty sure it was Fluttershy and Pinkie Pie, if I remember correctly. And so I took them from him. We had barely spoken. We were kind of like acquaintances mostly. I took it home. I made one Jell-O mold, got all the way to work, and it spilled in my car, so I lost all of it. And I was like, well, I gotta make another one now. So I did a second one, and that was the one that I delivered. But yeah, just because I always wanted to do it from the office, and it worked out great.
So recently you joined Tumblr, and we're from Tumblr.
Yeah.
So how was that? I mean, I'm sure you got thousands of followers instantly almost.
The first post, well, that's why I joined in general, because I heard from a lot of people. I'm mostly a Twitter user. I love Twitter.
Yes.
I used to be big on Facebook, but now I've gravitated away. It's just an easier system for me. I like the interface. But I had people tweeting me. They were like, oh, people are making a lot of things on Tumblr and congratulating you. I was like, that's awesome. I appreciate that. And I love everyone who makes stuff and who's a big fan. So I was like, oh, I should go thank them. And that was the first post I made on Tumblr, was just thank you guys so much. That's awesome. And I was like, I'm pretty sure this is going to be my only post, but now I've been replying to stuff and favoriting things. And I was like, oh, I'm addicted now. I'm stuck.
Yeah.
So I think I'm stuck on Tumblr for now.
I went through and you have your blogs you follow, and I was like, there's like 5 of them, and I'm like, oh my gosh, look at these blogs.
Yeah, I have like that post, and then the second one, which I think again is like the only one that I made, that's like a kitten version of Little Bub, and I was like, oh, how cute, look, a kitten. Like, it's all done.
That's all it is. Tumblr is like, oh, cute.
Right.
Let me reblog that.
Here's some animal pictures. They're cute.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Oh, besides, I missed a Ruby question. Besides Ruby, obviously, 'cause Ruby's the best one.
Thanks.
That's why I've got. Yeah. Who would be your other favorite character?
Oh man, that's hard. I like everybody kind of individually for different reasons. Like, John's really funny because he's quirky and nerdy, kind of like Ruby is, which is great that you guys got to see the first episode, so you understand that she's a little manic too, and she's younger, so she's kind of like figuring out how to not be socially awkward. John's kind of the same way too, so, and that's why they bond together in the show. They kind of gravitate toward each other. But he's probably awesome for that way. I like that about him, and is that he's very down to earth and relatable as a human character. He's awkward. But on the complete opposite sense, in like total badassery, in the first episode that you saw, Glenda comes in out of nowhere and totally starts fighting off of the evil crew. I can't talk about yet. But she kicks ass and takes names, and that's badass. So I don't know. It's a little bit of everybody for different reasons, but yeah, everyone's cool.
All right. Totally not a cop-out answer.
I know, right? Not everybody.
I'm instructed to tell you that we all love you very much. And we're all big fans.
Thank
so
you.
just wanted to
Goodness.
do that.
I love all of you. You guys are great.
The girl who made the doll actually wanted to know what your favorite part of Adventure Time is.
Oh,
She
man.
made you with the hoodie and everything.
Yeah, exactly. We actually watched episodes last night. We talked about them on the panel. We watched Lemon Grab episodes because my cousin had never seen Lemon Grab. I personally get like internally disturbed by his voice because it sounds to me like the most horrifying screeches ever. Michael loves him. That's his favorite character. So for me, probably one of the favorite Adventure Time moments I have is when they're taking care of Princess Bubblegum's plant. And they're like, oh, she's coming back on the morrow. And he's like, yeah, tomorrow. And Jake goes, no, the morrow's her bird, dude. And then it goes to slow-mo, and Jake's mouth is like, the morrow is a bird. And then this bird, like, lifts up from inside of his mouth and just goes, and that's it. That's the greatest Adventure Time moment ever.
Man,
You can tell I've watched it a lot. I just described that scene in detail.
Yeah, right. That's okay. I mean, Joel is here, and
on frame 3, there's a mark right here.
Yeah, Joel is here, and we're named after a line he said on the podcast. I was like, I can give you the podcast time, I can give the thing, I can tell you exactly what you said, I can quote it at you.
At timestamp 15:38:02, you said this.
Yeah, exactly. I'm out of questions, but I don't want to let you go. I'm
No,
gonna steal you.
We'll talk.
You just want to go to Florida? Let's go to Florida.
Yeah, let's go to Florida, hang out.
Yeah,
chill.
right?
I like it there.
Yeah.
I've been before. I like Disney World. It's awesome.
We're 8 hours away from Disney.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
It's a little
we're
far.
over where Jeff's from.
Oh, really?
Mobile area.
Okay, yeah.
I think his family's out there, so yeah.
Never been, but heard of.
If you ever want to go,
by all means. We'll hang out.
We'll hook you up.
Talk about cats. You
Yeah.
adopt one?
Yeah, actually, I work with cats. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yes.
See, free cats.
Yes,
Don't even think about it.
exactly.
I don't own you. I just take care of you for a little bit.
Yes. Okay. How has your convention been going?
It's fantastic. It's awesome. It's really great to see how many more people there are from last year. Last year was my first RTX, obviously, because I got hired before that happened. But after the first RTX, it's doubled in size, almost. Yeah. So it's crazy. It sucks that we can't see everyone, and that's what Michael and I have been talking about. Like, we feel like legitimate pieces of shit when we can't sign everybody's autograph, and I'm sorry for those that we missed. We love all of you, but it's awesome to see how many more people are involved and love not only Rooster Teeth, but I guess everybody involved. They're like, oh, we know specifically this person does this, like Monty's work. They're like, oh, you do Ruby, and you've done the Haloid series, and you worked on Red vs. Blue. But even someone like Ryan, they're like, oh, you were the one who did the buzzer in the desk for Gavin, and everybody knows individual things about people. So it's been awesome. It's been great to meet everybody.
It's awesome, but it's kind of weird from the side sometimes because you're very public figures, and it's like, oh, I remember that time you said that thing and you did this, but
Like,
you don't know who I am.
Like, oh,
I know this story about you, but you don't know me, so it's like weird sometimes bringing it up.
I'm chill with it. I think it's fine. It's awesome. I'm like, oh, I totally forgot that I even said that, but that's awesome that you like it. You remember it. That's great.
Thanks for thinking I'm awesome.
Of course.
Alright, well, yeah, I have to sadly let you go.
No problem. By all means. Sadly, can you happily let me go?
Okay, I'm just gonna